Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'a sunnatahu ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, welcome to another short session of the benefits and lessons that can be derived from different hadith from the book Adab Mufrad. Today we start with chapter 356, the names that Allah the Mighty and Exalted loves the most. Abu Wahab, who was a companion, said, the Prophet ﷺ said, name yourselves the names of the prophets. The names that Allah the Mighty and Exalted loves the most are Abdullah and Abdul Rahman. The most truthful names are Harith and Hammam, and the ugliest names are Harb and Murrah. So this shows us, 1, Allah the Mighty and Exalted created man and jinn for his worship. So he loves everything that shows the servant's praise and worship of him. 2, at all times people sow what they will reap, either in this world or in the hereafter, as the word Al-Harith depicts. Likewise, they all have the zeal for various achievements, as the name Hammam shows. So they are both truthful names. Harb, war, and Murrah, bitter, are names that are generally displeasing. 4, although it is permissible from another authentic narration to name our children by the names of the prophets, the first phrase here, name yourself the names of the prophets, is weak and should therefore not be ascribed to the Prophet ﷺ like an authentic statement from him. Jabir said, a child was born to a man among us, and he named him Al-Qasim. We said, we will not give you the kunya of Abu Al-Qasim, nor will we so honor you. The Prophet ﷺ was told and said, call your son Abdul Rahman. Commentary. The scholars have viewed differently about the permissibility of taking a kunya after that of the Prophet ﷺ. One of the views is that taking the kunya Abu al-Qasim is only prohibited for one whose name is Muhammad, based on the weak hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever takes after my name should not take my kunya. However, this position is clearly weak due to the weakness of the hadith upon which it is based. Others hold that it was only prohibited during the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ in order to avoid mix-up based on the hadith of Anas ibn Malik, and that it became allowed after his death. The third opinion, which is, inshallah, the correct position, Allah willing, is that it is generally prohibited to take the kunya Abu al-Qasim, whether during the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ or after him, or whether the person is also named Muhammad or not. This is because the Prophet ﷺ stated the reason for the prohibition and said, I am Abu al-Qasim, Allah gives and I distribute. And this is a status that is not conferred on anyone during his lifetime nor after him. Thus, no one should also bear the kunya. Also, if it were allowed in his time and after him, he would not have been necessary for Ali radiallahu anhu to ask for permission to give his son the kunya Abu al-Qasim. And Ali's statement said, and it became allowed for me, as collected authentically by Imam Tirmidhi in his Sunan. As such, Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah concluded the correct thing is that to name after his name is allowed, but to take his kunya is prohibited, and the prohibition is worse during his lifetime, and to combine them, i.e. his name and kunya, is also prohibited. Chapter 357, changing a name to another name. Sahal said, Al-Mundhir ibn Abi Usayd was brought to the Prophet ﷺ when he was born, and the Prophet ﷺ placed him on his thigh while Abu Usayd was seated near him. The Prophet ﷺ became busy with something in front of him. So Abu Usayd told someone to take his son from the leg of the Prophet ﷺ. When the Prophet ﷺ became aware of it, he asked, where is the child? Abu Usayd said, we sent him home. The Prophet ﷺ said, what is his name? He said, such and such. The Prophet ﷺ said, no, rather his name is Al-Mundhir, meaning the warner. So we called him Al-Mundhir from that day onwards. The name that Allah the Mighty and Exalted hates the most. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, the name that Allah hates the most is that a man be called the King of Kings. The prohibition indicated here includes all names that have the same meaning, such as Shahan Shah, which is Shah is the title of Persian kings in the past, and similar. So in this lesson, brothers and sisters, we got to hear what are the most beloved names to Allah, Abdullah and Abdul Rahman, and the most disliked names, Harb and Mur. So this shows us that we always have to try, as well as we always have to have good character and act with good behavior, we should also choose for our children and name them with good names, inshallah. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.